One of the world's largest banks expects an Ethereum ETF approval on this date. Stay tuned to find out when. We also have Elon Musk ready to slam a chip into your brain for the ease of use of life, so we don't have to do anything really hard anymore, because, you know, who wants to do that? And BlackRock and other ETFs are going to be set up for the largest supply shock in Bitcoin history. All this and more on today's Blockchain Basement. We are the bread and butter of all the information that's been swimming across the internet for crypto news.
If you're gonna screw me, at least pull my hair.
Yeah. Hell yeah. What do you got?
They could start chopping off fingers. They're like, give me your seed phrase, but I don't know it.
Over 2 years, he's made like 17K on Roblox.
What?
12.
You never listen to me, and we must be married. Yeah, well, how much are you investing? $100.
$400 to $600,000. The generational signals are now. Now.
You're spread so thin, that's how you get in on Snake. Snake's been my biggest winner.
What a great day in the Blockchain Basement.
Yo.
What is up, everybody? What is up? Owen saved the day. I was very, very hungry, and he came to the office with some of the best street tacos I've had in a very long time. Shout out for street tacos. Let me know in the chat if you are a fan of street tacos as well. But appreciate everyone for joining us today. We have some guests. We have a new face in the Blockchain Basement, Isaac. Just joined as intern. How you doing, man? You said you have a little bit of exposure to crypto.
Yeah.
Watch the show a little bit. What's going on? What's up with you?
So yeah, it's my first day. I'm beyond excited. Like,
Okay.
me and my dad visited this past Friday.
Yeah.
Can it be Tuesday already?
You were pretty excited
I
when
was
you
very excited.
when you came in,
yeah.
and I liked the energy. You know what I mean? You need the excitement to really make good moves in crypto, and obviously you're learning a lot. You come here,
Yes,
we're
definitely.
we move 100 miles a minute, so quite a new environment, I'm sure. But glad to have you, man. Thanks for joining us on the show today.
Thanks for having me.
Aaron with the thumbnail fire. How you doing, dude? Thanks for the amazing thumbnail. I appreciate you.
I thought that was a pretty good thumbnail.
It was.
Cool.
Yeah.
Time is up.
Yeah.
Give us the tea, Drew.
Yeah, I'm giving us the tea. Hannah, you don't have the microphone right now, but she's sitting here. She's up here, hot mess and all. Has life been good?
It's been good. Did
Yeah.
you say hot mess?
Yeah.
Me?
Yeah. I mean, your hair is always flying in the air. You're always running around scratching people. It's crazy. Unbelievable. But Bree joining us as well. How are you doing?
Hello, I'm good.
God, this
Everything's good.
cast is growing and
Yeah.
growing and growing. It's like
is.
eventually I'm gonna have like
We
I
need more
mics.
couches.
And
Way
mics.
more couches.
And
I need
mics.
more mics. And of course on the sticks and everyone in the chat. I appreciate every single one of you. C90 FTW, Beastmaster, maybe a Band-Aid, DoD Slave, Boosted 2JZ. But yeah, it's is it Tuesday? It's Tuesday. It's
believe so.
Taco Tuesday.
It is
Yes,
Tuesday.
sir.
Yeah,
Taco
I like this. It's like it's meant to
Tuesday.
be. We didn't even plan that. Roosevelt Taylor, yes, I did see your request on price prediction for Cody and Dag. I'm working on the Dag price prediction right now. This weekend, looks like I'll be coming out with my Avalanche price prediction, though, so stay tuned for that. Be dropping on Saturday night, right around 6 p.m. I like 6 p.m. as a release time, and I'm very bullish on Avalanche, but I'm going to be giving kind of my deep insights on where I really think this token can end up at the height of the next bull market, as things definitely are beginning to heat up. And on the markets in the morning today, it has not been a bad day for basement picks. We have Render up by 13.6%, and feeling good on my recent pickup of Render. Pyth Network, the competitor to Chainlink, making some waves with a 10% win. SEI, and then Thorchain Rune. I am feeling real good about Thorchain. I wanted to try to get a cheaper entry point on this project. Trying to get it within like the 350 range. It hit 382, so I didn't pull the trigger. I do plan on getting it. It's just, it's one of those times I'm being greedy on my entry points, making sure that I, have really good positions going into the bull market. Every change of $1 or $2 makes a great, great difference when it comes to holding these things long term into the height of the bull market, which I'm feeling is still on track for the mid to end of 2025. But we also released a Rumble video. I did a quick Rumble video last night.
Oh, shoot.
Shout out to everyone that's following us here on Rumble. I will be pouring a little bit more work into this account. This is where you can get kind of the spicier takes as macroeconomics start to heat up. We have all this political divide going on. You can't leave it unaddressed. It just is not the right platform to do so here on YouTube. So make sure you're following us on Rumble if you're interested. And man, let's just get right into the stories. We have this woke me up this morning. This is the Bitcoin bull market waking up, absolutely ripping people's face off. I was pretty impressed. I don't know where this was. It's not reported where it was, but this bull is ready to get after it. Look at that, pulling the stump right out of the ground, getting after it.
Oh my gosh.
That's the power
Some
of
serious
nature, man.
balls to be recording
Yeah.
that one.
Nobody pissed him off.
Don't wear
my
red.
God. But this is why I'm feeling real good. We have supplies continuing to move off exchanges, according to Sentiment. After the ETF approvals, interesting development has been Tether, with a 4% of its available supply coming back to exchanges in 5 weeks. The increase in buying power sets in after that occurs, of course. And now this is a quick look at the graph. We can see supply on exchanges here in the red, just continuing to fall off a cliff in beautiful fashion. We also have supply on exchanges for Ethereum in gold, continuing that same trajectory, and the price obviously moving the opposite direction, and the demand for it. The first few weeks that we had the ETF approved, we had a large amount of outflows from Grayscale. That does look like it's subsiding, though. This is from Zero Hedge, talking about the dumping of Grayscale BTC shares by FTX is over, and the Bitcoin ETFs are starting to see that big net inflow. And this is just a good visualization of that actually moving in the right direction for us. These are the dark black is the grayscale dumps on us that we were waking up to every single morning. You'd see 10, 20,000 Bitcoin sent in, chunks to Coinbase for selling. Now, over the past few weeks, you can tell on the graph, it's definitely had kind of a stalling out effect on Bitcoin, but in my opinion, it's a very healthy stall. What we have here, this is the monthly, we'll go to the year. This finding some ground after making this level of a pump is very, very healthy in my opinion. We came down to 39.5, right around that CME gap right there, but have since recovered. I do expect a continued kind of ranging motion up and to the right. You can expect chop. It's not perfect and up to the right. I know a lot of people out in the chat are waiting for that elusive $30,000 Bitcoin entry point. I guess I want to take a poll in chat. Let me know in the chat if you think we're going to have another chance at $30,000 Bitcoin entry points. Aaron, what do you feel like? How's your gut feeling on that? Are we gonna have this huge crash come? Like, what are your thoughts?
I'm gonna go with no.
No? You thinking no?
I thinking no.
I like it.
I'm thinking no. How long till the halving?
It's coming right up. It's April 20th.
April 20.
April 20, 420.
30K before the halving.
30K. Well, really,
I don't think so.
It could be anytime. I know a lot of people are holding out for 30, and C90FTW has the same mindset that I have. It's like, I could see the wick down to 35. I was looking for as low as 34 before the big upsurge that we're experiencing now. Obviously, it didn't even go that low. It went to 39.5. So from where we are in the halving approaching, we have supply shocks brewing on the background of these ETF purchases. Now the inflows are outpacing the outflows. Thank God, because that's something that a lot of crypto Twitter were talking about, was that massive discount that GPTC had at the lows of the bull market. Remember, a 49% discount on Bitcoin when no one was interested. And now that they see the interest is back, the actual ETFs are approved, see major outflows of investors moving to that actual spot Bitcoin ETF. And it makes perfect sense. This is the changing of the tide. This is just a little bit of a leveling of playing fields. We got Isaac speak up. Oh, they're talking to you.
Yeah, they're talking to me. I see it. I see you, Kadona.
You gotta yell. And
I'll yell into the mic.
You can yell. I used to be a heavy metal singer, so this is like low for me. You know what I mean? Usually, I keep my energy inside until it's go time. You know what I mean?
I can see 35. I'll say at most or at least 35K.
Yeah,
the lowest.
You think so?
But I think we're just gonna keep doing this.
I mean, man, there's some macroeconomic things that we're going to be looking at today, and we have been looking at.
Maybe we'll change our mind.
We have potentials of a big red day in the markets. There's no lie about that.
For me, it's always like the price is going here, like this high, and then it doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
Feel like the price is going this low, and then it never does. So I kind of find the happy medium. That's how I roll.
Yeah, the happy medium. Yeah, I mean, I have buy orders set for 35. If we don't get there, I'll lose out, but I just have them set on the side just in case it does happen. And really what we're seeing is the action is coming to these BlackRock and Fidelity ETFs primarily. Both BlackRock and Fidelity ETFs have had a higher trading volume than GPTC. Finally, demand for these projects is real and doesn't seem to be going away. Post-launch hype dies down, which we have seen. The post-hype hangover is worn off. Now we're kind of settling into the reality. This isn't just straight up and to the right. This isn't $1 million Bitcoin overnight, but it is growing. What you got there?
I saw this morning and I just looked it up. It says since the debut of spot Bitcoin ETFs in the US last week, BlackRock has acquired an average of 6,266 Bitcoin daily for a cumulative total of 25,067 Bitcoin.
That's a lot of Bitcoin.
So every day,
that's a lot of Bitcoin.
They're buying like at least 6K, and they're not the only ones. So I don't see 30K.
And then you take that into account with we'll go to the supply graph just once again. You counter how much BlackRock is buying per day in Fidelity through these ETF entry points, paired with this supply shock coming down. This is where the true finite nature of Bitcoin is going to have a cataclysmic effect on price as these massive institutions begin moving in. Even though they try to move it slow, even a sneeze to the traditional finance is a flu to us in crypto. We are a much smaller market than traditional finance. So seeing this access point open up and we didn't absolutely get dumped out of the face of the planet, and we are finding some support in that $40,000 range, it's making me feel hyper bullish. And I do still sit right now. I'm thinking that we're going to be looking at around $6 to $7 trillion market cap when we top out in total. That's just without all the price action. I mean, Isaac, I'm kind of curious. Why are you in crypto? Like, you have crypto? You own crypto?
I do own crypto. And
Okay.
honestly, again, my dad got me into it, but ever since that, I've just been like so invested in trying to learn everything I can about crypto so I can just continue to invest.
Very cool. When did he get you into the markets?
I want to say like beginning of this month, maybe
Good
like
time.
end December.
I like the timing. I like the timing.
I like the
A
timing
lot of
as
stories
well.
I hear, like I got in at 60K. Ouch.
Oof,
Here I
yeah,
am
so that's a
holding
pain.
on.
Same. The very tippy top.
The very top. I like hearing that you're not getting in when the absolute FOMO comes in the markets. That's when a lot of people just kind of hear about it and kind of get
Everyone
hurt.
knows the best time to buy is when it reaches all-time highs.
Yeah.
Well, I like. And how old are you? You see,
I'm 17.
17. Okay,
So-
so
Yeah, but
you got some time.
yeah,
Yeah. So
yeah.
there are two young people here that are kind of taking the bull by the horns, and I like that. I like seeing you guys paying attention to pretty disruptive technology as it unfolds early on in your life. So this is a great positioning. My God, if I could have been looking at blockchain or decentralized finance 13 years ago.
Question is, do you have Cardano?
Bros.
I do not have
What
Cardano.
do you-
He
what kind of
doesn't.
cryptos
Chat,
do you
he
have?
does not have
I don't have
Cardano.
Cardano.
We're
Yeah,
gonna
what's your
change that.
projects? What kind of projects you holding?
I have Hello Labs. which
Okay, yeah,
they're-
I've heard of that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I see them going up a bit. I do have a little bit into Bitcoin,
Okay.
and then I have Miria, GFAL, which is games for a living. I make a bunch of crypto games.
Okay.
So just little amounts that I keep
Low
building
cap
up over
hunting
time.
there.
Yeah,
That's low cap hunting. I like it. Okay.
Are you on Twitter?
I am now that I'm here.
Now you are? All right.
Yeah.
Well,
So wait, how'd you find those projects before?
My dad told me about Hello, and then Miria and GFAL, and then I kind of did my own research ahead of there, and
Okay.
just to and on CoinMarketCap, take a look at the charts.
very cool. I love it. Take an initiative, man. I love seeing this.
When did you buy crypto?
My first crypto?
Drew.
So I was poor all the way through 2017 and I saved up. I was watching the price action when it blew off top in 2017 and built a bag that I could move into the markets with and waited till COVID. I actually, took advantage of that $4,000 Bitcoin flash crash. And the reason was, a lot of people think that, this collapse of the world scale is something that is going to just absolutely destroy markets as we know it and end the world. I think it's just a big change. It changes the world we know it. When I heard that talking point of like non-essential and essential, and then the automation of HR, I was in HR at the time, and you saw the automated systems starting to do the HR and recruiting jobs at mass scale. I had to pivot. I had to find some other way to make value out of my work, to make sure that my family's positioned well. Seeing the breakneck advancement of technology, I just had to hammer into crypto. You know what I mean?
That was like 2019.
It was end of 2019, beginning of 2020. I was ready to move. I
Great
waited
time.
till March 17th though. I remember laying on my bathroom floor, just bewildered, thinking about it was the worst apocalypse ever. Okay, there was no zombies. Everyone was just sneezing or whatever, and then hiding in their houses. And I was, I was just thinking about. I already had, 6 months of whatever and all this preparedness. They were telling you to get prepared and stay in your house, save your money. I just moved the absolute opposite direction. And since then, it's changed my life. So I would definitely recommend staying focused on crypto, and be patient too. You know what I mean? You see the prices going nuts right now, but always keep in mind that there's heavy volatility in crypto, and one quick black swan event can jackknife those prices down very quickly, but give you an amazing opportunity to get in. So the other things we have today, this is kind of icky. You today talking about, first X payments got approved for Elon Musk in Nevada, talking about bringing Dogecoin to Las Vegas. But
That's wild.
Here's the thing that I think is the most wild.
I don't
Look
know
at
about this, Drew.
This is.
I don't know
I
about this.
I know.
Me away.
I want you guys' opinion about this. I have some younger generation. I'm actually very interested in how the younger generation has taken this this rollout and what it might look like in the future. I'm going to play this video for you, Owen. Let's see if it works here.
Browsing the web, or even playing games using only your thoughts. This is made possible by placing a small, cosmetically invisible implant in a part of your brain that plans movements. The device is designed to interpret your neural activity so you can operate a computer or a smartphone by simply thinking about moving. No wires or physical movement are required. By participating in the PRIME study, you'd be helping to redefine the boundaries of human capability. If you've been living with quadriplegia from a spinal cord injury or with ALS, you may qualify for the PRIME study. We'd love to share more with you and get you on board. Visit our website today to learn more and to submit your application.
Okay. So the baseline. Okay. I gotta say it's useful for people paraplegics. Like it is useful.
Okay.
That is true.
It's useful. I will say that. What talk me off a ledge?
The fact that they're just advertising for you to go hands-free for typing and using a mouse is unreal.
I mean,
I understand if you don't have limbs and stuff, that makes sense, but I don't know, man. I just feel like there's some sort of backdoor thing on the chip that just overrides you and
they said
blows up in your mind. I don't know. I don't know. But also, like, what is the
blows up in your mind?
Where do they put it in your brain? Like, where is it?
I do not know the exact location. It's about the size of a. It's like if you stacked maybe 10 quarters on top of each other. It's about
the brain
that big.
going to like.
It's a lot. It's pretty
what's
big.
the word I'm looking for? Like, accept that. Like, that's a foreign piece there.
Right.
Like, is it just going to slowly, like, wrap around it? Like, what's going on? Like, like a tree when it gets bigger and there's, like, a fence or something, it just, like, wraps around the fence? Is that what it's going to do?
I don't think we have the answers to that. That's what is, I mean, this is very new. I'm a very old school mind. So.
And how do you, like it's electronics, it can break.
Right.
Do they have to bust open your head again to fix the chip?
They originally, the FDA actually didn't want to let him release this because they were worried about wires overheating on the chips themselves. This is from March of 23. Elon Musk bid to implant brain chip into humans, reportedly rejected by the feds over safety risks. And this was referring to those, overheating concerns that the FDA had about the product. Now, this, I can make jokes to the end of the days about it, but I feel like no matter what I do, how hard I fight against this, it's still coming. So, I mean, like, you guys are in the younger generation. Like, does something like this where, I mean, yes, it offers advantages, but there are clear disadvantages to being hooked up to a product to keep your brain working. Like,
who
are
they
your
should
thoughts?
use next?
What's that?
Their next subject should be Biden.
Joe Biden.
Joe
Biden. I knew
Joe Biden.
That could make him a better president.
I mean,
or make it worse.
Can you see a bunch of kids, 17, 18-year-olds being interested in this five years from now? And it's because it's going to take time.
Right. It'll take time. But the thing is, like, our brain is still developing.
Yeah.
So once they implant this in our brain, I really do think it's going to cause major issues in our development.
Yeah.
There's no way, like, our brain is going to adapt like a chip, especially with all, like, it's saying you could play games through your mind.
Right.
That's not normal, and that's not part of the growing of the brain or whatever. It's just not it. Like, that's kind of dangerous too. Like, the overheating and everything. Well, look. Listen. I know it sounds crazy, but if you really think about it, like, we don't know the possibilities of what could really happen. Yeah. What
long-term studies
because they're just coming out.
Our generation is stupid. They're gonna get it.
I mean, that's what I'm hopeful that they're not just gonna blindly walk into this.
How much are they paying people to get this?
Research the things that go in their body. Y'all let's start with the food. People do not research. They do not care. Yeah.
I was going off this morning. I was like, they haven't solved male pattern baldness yet, and that we're gonna already be,
shit.
No, it doesn't make sense.
Will you play what I said?
Oh, you sent me
They've
something?
apparently been testing this for
me see
years
here.
or developing it for years. I don't know, bro. I don't want a chip in my brain.
Yeah, I mean, they don't have 10 years of data on that yet. And there's no, another thing is the mental impacts of immediate gratification and just instant requirements for people. I think that actually might play pretty poorly into, people's like happiness day to day. Like,
Yeah.
I don't feel like, we use internet and social media for power, for information and research. I know that many in the blockchain basement chat, intelligent people that have tons of data they can come out with immediately because of the power of information freely flowing. But there also is another darker side to social media that's basically created a situation where the grass is always greener on the other side. And that other side is a digital representation of what the other side wants it to look like, not the reality of the situation. And so I think that, this might actually hurt the mental health side more than anything. Isaac, we got to get your opinion. I need your opinion. Like, do you see, kids utilizing this in college to kind of, or like in their academia or work life to try to get that upper edge on the previous generation?
I mean, I guess they could, but again, there's not like you said, 10 years of research into it. We don't know how it changes the thought process, what could be backlashes of it, even if it doesn't overheat. Say just like it's completely fine in your brain, but what does it do to your brain?
Yeah.
I mean, again, there could be advantages to it, but I still see more disadvantages out of the entire chip itself.
Okay.
Bro,
Okay.
Definitely.
I just said let's start with the vapes. These kids
Start
don't.
with the vapes?
The vapes. Who knows what's in a vape? Raise your hand.
No,
Battery.
I don't know.
Nobody.
What's in
The people that
Yeah.
sell it at the gas station don't know. That nobody knows. But how many vape sales in like 3 hours across the U.S.?
Yeah.
Holy. That's funding somebody's luxury lifestyle in Dubai.
And
Literally.
Hey, someone pass me the vape.
I think there's people, paraplegics
me.
would take that risk though. You know what I mean? Because
Oh, yeah.
the paraplegic is already stuck in their existing body that's, broken, and having that ability to communicate and do all those things, expanding their capability, I think that that's highly useful. But you give a human an inch, it'll take a mile, maybe 20. So
Truth.
I see that this will probably just be leveraged into a constant wanting for more, compounded even more so than what we've seen from mainstream media and social media right now. That's why I worry for my kids, and just that grass is greener effect really taken away from our happiness day to day. I'm of the opinion happiness can be found in very simplest of tasks, digging dirt when I need to clear my mind and get my stuff straight.
Some weights.
Lifting weights, digging holes. Kind of just getting my hands to the dirt helps me kind of realign. And I fear that humanity at large is losing that connection. Which
Here's another thing, Drew, which is interesting, is back in the day, probably, when did cigarettes come around?
Well, they founded this damn country. What are you talking about?
I mean, back in the day, cigarettes, no issues whatsoever. Then
Yeah.
they find out, holy crap, you get cancer from these. They're actually terrible for you. So then they made these things called vapes. Like, oh no, this is a healthy alternative to smoking.
Bro.
Come to find out, they're bad for you too.
Who said healthy? Jules got banned for giving people popcorn.
Bro, they
buns.
used to smoke cigarettes, like when ladies would smoke cigarettes when they were pregnant.
I know. Those are the
Stuff like
golden
that.
years.
Now we got these chips put in our brain. No, they're fine. They're fine.
It's fine. That's fine.
But I knew my great-great-grandfather. His name is Otis. And he smoked tobacco out of a pipe to the day he died. He lived to 112 years old. And my great-great-grandmother, Emma, she lived to 109, sitting right next to him, inhaling that smoke. So, another thing that comes to mind is the current food that we eat. I think that a lot more of what causes our sickness is this sad American diet design and just massive amounts of processed foods, potentially even vegetable oils being introduced, I think might have a play to that. But then someone else brought up in the chat, glyphosate, a lot of things that are in our food supply that are actually poison and illegal in other countries have, become the normal here in America. And I don't look at, like, for instance, tobacco. I sat there and watched my great-great-grandfather smoke all the way to the end. And I think that it affected him in a different way than tobacco affects people now because it was more natural. You know what I mean? I think it was, he wasn't, having any of the added chemicals that we have now. It's a different ballgame. You know what I mean? So, and just on the FDA issues, they found dozens of issues. Neuralink remedy for it could begin human testing in the U.S. FDA said that there was a number of safety concerns, including that brain chip's wires could move into other areas of the test subject's brain, and the chip could overheat and damage tissue.
How do you charge it?
No.
How do you change the battery? I don't understand that.
Oh my god! What if it's like those hard to find little tiny circular batteries? You know what I mean?
You just have a USB port in your skull.
Yeah, just freaking plug
a couple
in.
hairs over.
Oh, and if you overheat, you got a blow off valve in your nose. Someone logged me out of Slack on the computer.
no.
Yeah,
Send it to
I know. Send
Send
it
it to
to
Nick's
my
account.
Twitter. Send it to my Twitter DMs.
Okay.
Yeah, someone
Have
logged
you
me out.
guys
Then
ever
we'll
heard
move
of
on from this
something?
subject. But
What
Have
you
you guys
got?
ever heard of something called the Avatar Project?
Fill me in, and let me know.
I'm
Come
not
on,
gonna
this
get-
is your moment.
I'm not getting into the weeds of it because it's extremely complicated, but
Okay.
this whole Neuralink thing kind of reminds me of that. Basically, it's like a human immortality project where your mind controls an avatar, and you can stabilize the mind to last forever, pretty much.
Okay. So it is like the Avatar movie.
So yeah, if you can control things from your mind with this chip, like how far away is it to where you can control a robot? Basically,
And a lot of
Oh my
people,
God.
or some people, think that they already do that.
Well,
Yeah.
Johnny always asks me when I'm ready to chop my head off and put myself on a cyberborg.
Huh?
Yeah, I'm down if I get a mech warrior. You know what I mean? Like a mech warrior. I like in District 9. That was a pretty good unit. I could deal with that. If they're going to give me a mech warrior and I can have cannons, I'll consider it. But other than that, I don't think I'll be changing my structure as a human anytime soon. I'm fine dying as a biological person as I am. I know I might lose out in the future if I'm surrounded by a bunch of hybrids that have computer systems in their brains and they're outpacing me on information intake and output. But I have my hard-sided beliefs about God and all those other things, and I think that I've been given all the tools necessary to live a prosperous life and live free here
Good
in
answer.
America.
Good
So
answer.
that's where my mind's at. with
What
it,
pronouns would you give a robot person?
Oh my God. Oh.
Robot.
Beep and boop.
You're a robot.
Beep boop. I don't know.
Beep boop. Yeah, let us know in the chat. What were the
Bluegrass. We
robots?
see your comment. That's funny.
We're gonna see those though. You see the pronouns taken on. They came out of nowhere.
Dude, Elon was showing me because he was showing me how he applied for some crypto job.
Oh, yeah.
And it was like choose your pronouns, and it was like I've never even heard of.
Yeah, they make them up. I feel like they make
it was
them
like
up.
foo foo and
You know who made it up first though? It
Dinosaur.
was Bruce Willis in The Fifth Element. Meet Popsicle. Remember the robot police showed up to Bruce Willis's apartment complex. Get out! Get out! They're slamming on the door. Identify yourself. I am a meat popsicle. And that's how he identifies. So, he was actually the originator of that. All kinds of not getting enough likes. Well, smash the like for that. You know what I mean? Very sad for him. Must be tough. So, Hannah, I brought up the Taylor Swift stuff. I don't like talking about her a ton. It's very political. I understand that there's people that can enjoy the music. Like for instance, Green Day. Green Day was like my first concert that I went to. I love the music, but they're injecting of all this, political vitriol has basically turned me off to listening to anything that they do. Is Swift a psyop, or is this just a big disappointment from a long-term fan? What are your feelings about Taylor Swift? She's all over the internet right now.
Yeah, it's everywhere that you look right now. But I'm mad because I came in today and Taylor Swift has become a political term. Like I'm like, please separate Taylor Swift and politics. Like it's absolutely
she
ridiculous.
made cupcakes for Biden when
Yeah.
he was running.
Cupcakes?
She did.
Bro.
I remember.
I have a draft in my tweets right now on Twitter that it was on my bingo card that Taylor Swift will have something to do with American politics in the 2024 election, but I'm not happy about it. Like I'm freaking mad because I grew up loving her, and now I just want to separate it, but you can't. We're in
just
too deep,
commingled,
man.
right?
Everything is connected.
It's nerve wracking, man. Because
Yeah.
she has a huge Swiftie following.
I know, but
It's very smart, is what it is. It's chess. It's not checkers. And
ruined the
it's-
NFL.
I mean, I don't know. Yeah.
she?
Since when does the NFL care more about Taylor Swift than football?
that
And-
got awkward quick.
Yeah,
The
and
NFL
3
likes
months
it because
ago,
of this right here.
Yeah,
because of
The price of
streams,
tickets.
3
Yeah.
months ago though, everybody loved it, and now everybody is complaining.
yeah.
And now they're posting things saying that Fox News is being crazy, MAGA is being crazy because
MAGA.
of Taylor Swift, MAGA, whatever the hell. But I'm like, please, I'm over it. But it's very smart. And
It's
a great way to influence 50% of the population.
I think most people watching the NFL are wanting to watch the athletes on the field, and it gets a little old after 20 times that they're showing Taylor Swift up in the box seat or whatever, which I get. But
Dion Gregg says it best. It's who's watching the Swift Bowl. It's what it's basically.
You already know the
into.
NFL is pumped Kansas made to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Because they know T Swift is going to be there.
Oh, I know.
You already know.
We'll see how that boyfriend of hers is going to last, too, with all the jabs he's been taking for the cameras. Get kind of worried about that. That's the main thing that concerns me about this whole situation is the continued push of the jabs from her boo-boo. And it's just kind of icky. You know, I warn people about that all the time. This coming up, UAE, United Arab Emirates, is dumping the U.S. dollar, still moving off of the world-dominating currency, moving to a digital dirham in landmark China agreement. Take a quick look at this. So one member of the U.S. Congress noted that Bridge's advancements, Representative Maxine Waters, a member of the House Financial Service Committee, expressed concerns that the initiative could be used as a cover for evading economic sanctions. And that's the whole squeeze right there, evading economic sanctions. This is the BRICS nations finding routes outside of U.S. and UN dominance and control through SWIFT. This is the development of transfer of goods outside of American hegemony. Now, additionally, Mansour emphasized a commitment to the leadership empowering Emirati citizens in cultivating their expertise in various domains and professional practice. New BRICS member, UAE, there you go, is looking for an innovative way to propel digital dirham ahead of the U.S. currency. Furthermore, China encourages developing countries to prioritize their indigenous currencies in trade settlements above the U.S. dollar, aka just build currencies that'll communicate with the digital yuan, and we good boo. So that's all happening, and we had, just on the heels of that, Russia talking about ditching the U.S. dollar being one of their top priorities for 2024. You don't say, right? You don't say, because
shocker.
Yeah, I mean, and basically, to see Russia and Ukraine basically run into the stalemate, it's a killing zone on each side because of new advanced warfare and obviously the power that drones and javelins have brought to the field. I'm not surprised at all that Russia is looking to get out of the U.S. dollar dominance and build a competing currency. Now, the interesting thing about this is that, when we were looking at the development of BRICS, it was fomented out of Manhattan by Goldman Sachs in 2001. I believe it was November 2001 in Manhattan. We all know what happened to the World Trade Centers at that time, but the inception of BRICS was built around the idea of world trade shifting and the power moving into China and Russia's hands. Now we see it's not really happened yet. BJ and TJ, I know BJ will be back next week.
BJ does a lot of magic events, so he does the behind the scenes, and he also did something with his thumb fin.
He's out there selling thumb fins.
And TJ, we will say, he is a busy man behind the scenes. That man is in more meetings than
they said. TJ left us like a stepchild.
I'll tell you this: after this, we go work out, and I tell TJ every day, I'm like, bro, they're asking about you in the chat. They're asking about you. Come
He'll be back by then, right?
Yeah.
He'll be back for the workout?
He's back, I think.
Oh, okay, cool.
I saw Justin,
Yeah, we'll let him know.
TJ says he's going to make an appearance again, but like I said, the man is very busy behind the scenes doing a lot.
There's a lot of stuff he's up to, man.
Yeah.
Now, speaking of BRICS, what are the Indians up to? Look at this. There's an Indian parade just happened yesterday, I believe. And what kind of acrobatics are going on right here? This is, I kind of liked how they didn't parade gigantic missiles and everything. They do have a pretty robust military. Instead, they choose balanced helicopter acts together in tandem, almost like a circus act. This is kind of chaotic, but very Bollywood of them. Very smooth moves. And here's the thing I think about India. Here's the thing about India. So, I know, it's amazing, right?
How does it accelerate?
I do think that India is going to betray China.
Whoa.
I think that, yes, I do believe that India is set up to absolutely rug pull China's world dominance as the world manufacturer and is keeping nice and neutral with the United States because they like selling us their goods and keeping trade routes open with our allies. I do think that India is the wanted partner of Russia and China, but at the very end, the final play of the game, India will turn its back on Xi Jinping. That is me saying that well ahead of anyone that is on independent media or mainstream media dare speak about it. But I do see the chess pieces positioned as so, and India stands with the chip to make the move. You know what I mean?
I'm just picturing India going to war, and like you see the battlefield, like I'm thinking like Civil War times or whatever.
Oh yeah,
and you just see them in these like helicopter formation on the bikes and stuff coming towards you. Like, what do you?
It's like in Braveheart.
I wouldn't be able to take them serious.
Yeah,
kind of like Braveheart, where it's just like they're all lined up coming towards you. Bro, that's wild.
Yeah, I would be watching India big time, you guys. They are positioned to be nice and friendly and be the peace brokers between China and Russia as things get hotter and heavier. And obviously, Uncle Joe isn't making things any easier. But before we get to Uncle Joe, I want to talk about another metric on why I think that we have to prepare for a large cataclysm on a world scale regarding World War III. This is Tom McLean. The reason why we have big wars every 40 years and major economic wars about every 80 years is that all the people who remember how bad the last one was have died. So the new best and brightest don't have anyone telling them they ought to avoid such things. The United States inherited this schedule from England, where it was already underway for a couple of centuries. This is very, very interesting to follow. Yeah, 1530 to 33, English Reformation. Then the 70s of 1500, the Revolt. 1605, the Gunpowder Plot with Guy Fawkes, famous, Mr. V for Vendetta. Then we have 1640 to 1660, the English Civil War. 1688 to 89, the Glorious Revolution. Then you get to the 1700s with the Jacobite Uprising, the Revolutionary War in the United States, the War of England, the Civil War, World War I, to the Cold War peak, and now our new economic war situation, which we are in right now. So, this is just another additional kind of data point that I have been keeping in mind a long time. I've been a prepper for like 15 years, and the cycles of nations has been something that I learned pretty early on in my life. And, many of my family are military and have served with pretty high-ranking individuals that have been warning about what is happening today coming. So as I see this continue to be proved true, yes, it's, okay, we understand this now. Is it going to happen tomorrow? Probably not. But can we expect a major arbitrage on the cyber side with China within the next 10 years? I'd say 95% yes. And that being shutting down your bank accounts and making it so that they can institute civil unrest here in the United States and let us eat each other from inside. They cannot move from offshore. So the only way to get at America, the behemoth that it is today, is to deteriorate it from inside, like the Roman Empire. I know. The thought of Rome came to myself again. I know.
You know what's concerning about war nowadays?
What's that?
Drones scare the crap out of me.
They are nasty.
They are crazy nasty to me.
Yes. They
takes
change
one
the game.
button.
Well, and like you have these little, just total dweebs, like 10 miles away, just sitting there handling this little RC car.
The kamikaze drones is terrifying. Back in the day, it was, a guy in a plane. Now it's freaking drones whizzing so fast.
And the price is, another thing about it is the drones are very cheap to put together, and they can take out hardware that costs millions of dollars. So if you continue to do so and wither away at the economic power of your adversary, you get a great upper hand. But you know what? Thankfully, we have Joe Biden cleverly distracting from a civil war by starting a world war. This is on the remarks that there is a moment of no return imminent as Biden has decided to respond to Iran for supplying weapons used in the attacks in Yemen and the Houthis. This is insanely dangerous. So do not discount the problem that Iran puts up to the United States. We've done many war games and kind of simulations of war with Iran and its proxies, and it's not a clean win. It's not a easy get in and get out type situation. Just remember, we spent 25 years in Afghanistan, and all of that work was wiped away in 1 week. once Joe Biden decided to leave behind $82 billion worth of equipment. Something that sits on the top of my mind from leaving all that equipment in the Taliban's hands is we did see initial reports. I also feel like we will see the Taliban fighting against Iranians. I know that's a chaotic thing, but we did see a little bit of our equipment being used against Iran in its southern border about 6 to 7 months ago. So it kind of makes me think maybe it was 8D chess for leaving all that equipment behind in the desert. But nonetheless, it's not just this, we're going to take him out. No, there's going to be no problem. Iran is heavily practiced in warfare, as is the United States, but China is not. So I think that Iran is honestly, I kind of worry about that conflict a little bit more. China, I see as more of a cyber attack, cyber warfare situation. And, something I did see last night, might be seeing the beginnings of that in Fulton County. Georgia, here in Georgia, was hit with a cyber attack. What the hell was that?
It's a cyber attack.
Did you just get cyber attacked? Wait,
that's crazy.
Oh my God. An unexpected outage downed the county phone system and brought certain online transactions to a halt, including filing property taxes, firearms, and marriage licenses. The county said in a statement posted on its website, most offices were unable to accept phone calls, officials said. Bloomberg reports. Yes, this is a small, isolated incident, but if you really compound how many of these situations happen, and all of the tracking over years' time always ends up leading back to Iran, North Korea, or China. It's one of those three actors, along with Russia, of course. But it's a very, very real threat. When I worked in the power industry, they were very adamant about watching out for those attacks. Even though I was just a jackass with a gun on my hip, they still trained me on all this cybersecurity stuff. And I take it into account, and it seems like more of a logical first action and the first pain point that we could see in the U.S. from all this conflict kicking off. So another reason why I don't want to leave my information in a bank is because those systems can go down. Now, people talk about an EMP going off. That if an EMP goes off, that is way different than a cyber attack on your phone system. That means your car doesn't work. That means your phone doesn't work.
Nothing works.
Yeah, that means nothing works. So you got to keep that in mind. There's a difference in opinion. What'd you got? Did I go off? What'd you got? Did you say something?
I don't remember.
Yeah, no.
I had something. I did.
Yeah. I just kind of go off on rabbit holes, these things. But I think about these things often, you know what I mean? And to see them happen in real time, especially here in Georgia, where I just moved to, pretty concerning. We did have a large explosion happen in Bryan, Texas, at Feathercrest Farm chicken plant. More chicken farms burning down. We had a season where many different manufacturing locations and chicken farms burnt. I believe it was about a year ago.
That's a smelly fire.
I hope these don't kick back up, man. That would make me sad. Losing all my chickens.
Have you ever driven miles around a chicken farm and the wind just blows right in your face?
Oh, it's terrible.
Bro.
It is absolutely awful.
Imagine it on fire.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Now we have some good moves on crypto. So back to crypto here. The SEC likely to approve a spot Ethereum ETF on May 23rd of this year, actually. Standard Chartered Bank is thinking. Now, Standard Chartered is one of the top banks in the, obviously the U.S., but it is a contender on a world stage. Expecting the SEC to follow the strategy employed in approving the spot Bitcoin ETF for Ethereum, with rejections and ultimately granting approval on the initial final deadline of May 23rd, according to Standard Chartered Bank. Reading on, Grayscale also has ETH Trust that it wants to turn into an ETF. Yay! ETF dumps from Grayscale. I can't wait. Oh, God. So, lessons learned from the Bitcoin ETF. Expect a little bit of transition in that regard as well. A denial of that application would likely lead to another appeal by Grayscale, adding that we see no fundamental reason for the SEC to view Ethereum differently than the CME already does. And that is a key note there. The CME already has built up a view on Ethereum. And that's something that the SEC has basically been able to, they do have that they've gotten out of all these judgments and lawsuits, is basically just making sure that the CME, the futures side, has a good, clear view of the market that is in question for an ETF. Like a Bitcoin, they need a few years of watching it on the futures side to be able to make that decision. And I do agree with this. I know it sounds nuts to get an ETH ETF, but they already got the Bitcoin ETF approved. And Hester Peirce has been pretty outspoken that the next set of ETF applications, namely Ethereum, and potentially even Solana, AVAX, and Chainlink have been whispered. Rumors are circulating that we might see applications for those ETFs within the year. It's very, very bullish setup for crypto as a whole. SEC is basically just reaching and grabbing for parts of crypto that it can still effectively regulate. It's a difficult thing to do. Watching this, I am very excited, primarily not for Ethereum. I know Ethereum is going to be great, but when we see an ETH ETF, it is my opinion that soon afterwards, we will see a Solana, an AVAX, and a Chainlink ETF as well. And that's where the real fun gets.
Oh boy.
That's where, these smaller market cap layer one projects can absolutely shine. And I think this is setting up for, probably, in my opinion, the best bull market in my lifetime that I'll be able to access. So I'm excited to be here telling you at home about it, telling everyone on the internet about it, because it's a time frame that matters. And smash that like Dio said, we're at 100 likes. Let's get to 200. You know what I mean? Let's get to 200. We can do it. We got 250 in here, out here when the getting's good. Go ahead and send it, baby. So we had this. Are you creeping on?
Get your hand out of the frame.
Oh my God.
Bro, I saw such a funny comment this morning about Vitalik. They're like, he's looking more and more like Gollum every day.
Oh, dude. I mean, he always has.
I want to make like a picture of like Gollum doing like My Precious or whatever, but it's the Ethereum logo in his hands or whatever.
If I was his
My
parents,
precious.
I would be so proud.
Yeah,
I'd
man.
be like,
Look at
my
he's
little
out there.
Sally
He's out there. Look at he's living his best life. Look at that look. You know what I mean? Here he is with the new.
Look at his bag.
Yeah,
He's so cute. Stop right now. I love him. I literally love him. Protect him.
Yeah, a lot of people think that Vitalik is some hardcore nefarious person. I don't. I think that he is an insanely intelligent young man that created something that changed the world. And he's got a lot of powerful people that have been working on controlling his focus 4 years on end. He's an impressionable young man. Now he's coming, of more of age. He's extremely intelligent. I don't think that he's being, fed for a ruse. And I really, Vitalik and his call for the return of the original crypto ethos really, really was wonderful to see. What is going on in the chat? Are they going? Oh,
Bro,
my God, no.
Chat comments are so funny.
Y'all are out of control. I forget about this stuff until it comes back up. And then, oh my God, the flashbacks. Flashbacks, right? What a mess. What a bear market we've been making it through here in the basement. Holy hell. This is going to be one for the ages. Like, books will be written about this, movies. I'm sure of it. But let's talk about things that are making us, happy on our wallet side. Visa is partnering with Transact to enable instant crypto to fiat conversions. This is not in the United States yet, but it's setting the stage globally. We have a leading infrastructure provider for fiat to crypto conversions, partnering with global payments giant Visa to make moving between these currencies as efficient as possible. The network is now accessible on any digital wallet that already uses Transact's infrastructure for buying and selling, which includes 350 wallets like MetaMask, Trust Wallet, and Ledger. After the conversion, users can spend the fiat at 130 million different merchants globally that accept Visa. This is that integration we're looking for. We didn't expect a complete takeover of crypto and it to be just seamlessly put in, but an acceptance from the multi-quadrillion dollar market that exists today is, in crypto, we are an ant compared to the elephant of TradFi. And to see TradFi opening up avenues where it's actual crypto, that you can transact in, and the trust and the usability of it becomes more and more evident to people, it's going to set the stage for something truly amazing in 25. 24, I'm going to be DCAing all the way through this year, you guys, but I feel like my heavy DCA time will end in May of this year. I do feel like right until just a bit after the halving, I'll see if there's a good little dip or retracement after the halving. But I think that the stronger DCAs will end somewhere around May for myself, and then just, continuously trying to buy smaller portions of, up and coming projects, layer threes, I definitely want to get layer 0 when the token is available as well. But those things are what I'm watching. Now we have this Mark Cuban. Don't know how I feel about the guy. Definitely don't like his skincare routine. Confesses love for Polygon and Injective. Not bad picks here. Mark Cuban noted the Dallas Mavericks still accept Dogecoin, although he sold majority stake in Dallas Mavericks to Miriam Adelson's family. Mark retained a partial stake and continued to manage the team. He made it clear that he's cautious about turning sports teams and properties into digital tokens. Didn't see much benefit in it, but he also was asked about his opinion on music NFTs. Claimed he isn't excited for those as well, finding them unimpressive. And Bitcoin Layer 2, he doesn't feel like they're that important. I definitely disagree with this take. Despite the efforts to get more answers, Cuban was interested in talking about Dog with Hat. Unbelievable. That's why he come to the basement for that.
How does he know what it
talk.
is?
He probably knows what it is. He gets asked about crypto all the time.
This is gonna be my take. I think we're gonna hear a lot about Mark Cuban and the bull run.
Yeah, you think he's gonna lean into it more?
I think
Bro,
he's preparing to lean into that because he already has sprinkled some, crypto stuff out there.
He
But
has.
I think we're gonna be seeing his name a lot.
He
I'm
definitely
gonna be
has.
using his face on a lot of thumbnails. I think that's my take.
He low-key has had his he's been involved for like since I've been working here since 2021.
Right? Like
Yeah.
he's always been in and out of the headlines. He tries to keep at arm's reach when it was real bad and we might go to 10K. You have to think, if you have that much reach and that many people listening to what you say, you got to be a little bit extra careful with your words. But seeing things like Standard Chartered come out and say, hey, we expect an Ethereum ETF in May, that tells me the exact opposite. That tells me to lean into this because the largest financial institutions on the planet are letting their customers know that it's going to be available, and that would be a massive mistake if it were to be untrue. So, sometimes you have to wait for verification from that side, or just expect that we're in a digital future and we're leaning into technologies to disrupt the planet.
Mr. Wonderful for sure. Yeah.
Oh my
Mr.
God, him
Wonderful?
too. Okay,
Yeah.
Web3
Oh, yeah.
Me said Cuban doesn't have a good track record with his crypto plays, which I've heard that also. I've seen he hasn't done the best. I feel like Cuban though is learning, and he's
Yeah.
growing.
I think
and
there's
he's
a lot
gonna
of wealthy
have good
people that are
plays. O'Leary
moving
though, nah,
silently.
he's just a fraud. He's just a fraud. He's playing with y'all's money.
Well, they both, I remember Cuban, he only was interested in it when the bull market was going on. He was part of the retail
course he
rush
was.
last
And
time.
Kevin O'Leary was defending FTX the whole time
because he was getting paid.
Yeah, he was heavily paid.
Hey, anyone that visits Dubai on a regular basis, you should be worried about. Kevin,
I agree.
he goes to Dubai a lot.
Yeah.
A lot of sketchy, scammy stuff goes down in Dubai.
Scamming is legal.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm never going there. I'm never going there.
Been there once, and I don't want to go back.
You have
probably
been
be
there.
fun.
That's so true.
I did go once.
I want to see Bob from accounting. Crypto is in AVAX. I'm very, very bullish on AVAX. I have a price prediction video I think you're going to absolutely love on Saturday. VeChain and Moonriver. VeChain, man, it's an old school pick. It was around last market. I think it's going to be a mover. I think you're doing pretty good. Moonriver is the only one out of those I question its upward potential, but it's a much smaller project. We're in the doldrums. All you have to do is keep the excitedness and the business development going, and you're going to experience a very good move in the next bull market. But yeah, I don't think you're sitting too unhealthily there. I think AVAX is a good hold. And let me know in the chat, in the comments down below, what projects you're holding and what price prediction we should be doing next. I know Avalanche is coming out this week, but we are going to be looking into stacks and my deep thoughts on the potential for stacks and building on Bitcoin very, very soon. I'm very, very excited about that video. So I guess it's time to go work
time
out.
to go.
Kevin, render holders upgrade the tokens for free. It was a pain. What do you mean? How do we do that?
Upgrade the tokens. We'll have to look into it. I don't know if there's a change. I just
See now,
render
yeah.
holder upgrade the tokens for free was a pain. We have to look into that. What the hell is he talking about?
Yeah, what is he?
I definitely missed that. I bought spot render. You know what I mean? I don't get into the weeds about injective render stacks. See, Crypto Stevo, he's on the move right there. And those are, we over the last week when we saw that initial, Bitcoin dump, I felt like I saw the new guard of the top crypto projects emerge, the ones that rose from the ashes the quickest. And, seeing this, this kind of doldrum realm for XRP and Cardano has me worried about some of these other coins. I'm not going to lie. So, you know, I am taking that into account when I'm buying and DCAing. I'm interested in things that have smaller market caps, good, strong fundamental use case, and strong teams pushing the information out there. That's what I'm looking for out of the projects. You know, and BRC20 is another one. There's a lot of good ideas in here, but we got to go work out, Aaron. We're going to go do some bench pressing. Are you ready to do this?
You know it, bro. Bench press my favorite. Guys, when the live stream ends, leave a comment of what your favorite project is and what you think the price is going to.
Yes.
I'm very curious. I want to know.
Yeah, I want to know what everyone's looking at because we're going to be doing some deep dives on crypto, specific crypto projects once again. But what a show. We got a lot of stuff going on in the world. I just want to leave you with this final word, everyone. Hear me when I say this. It's only treason if you lose. So we're going to go do some bench presses. Get ready to recapture this country in a probably peaceful way. And we'll be coming back to you with more of the top crypto news and news from around the world as it breaks tomorrow at 2 p.m. Appreciate every single one of you in the chat. We bid you adieu.
Bye.
Peace.